Oh, hello there, and welcome to Open Table Adventures. I am your master of games, keeper of mysteries, maker of monsters, Dan the Baker, and this is Park Strangers Episode 4. Last we met, our hunters dove deeper and deeper into the forest, searching for clues about who or what has been attacking people in Shenandoah National Park. This time, the mystery deepens even further. Clues are found, people are interrogated, and maybe, just maybe, monsters will come face to face with our hunters. So, without further ado, this is Park Strangers Episode 4, The Four Amigos and the Narc.
Hamid, as you're searching through the trees, you hear someone call out, "Hello?"
And then I obviously hear this, and I say, "Oh, hello? Is someone there? I didn't realize that there was someone this deep in the forest."
There's 3 of us and one of us is armed.
Oh, armed? No, it's okay. I'm just an expert. I'm just a doctor. I'm just doing some, research here.
You kind of hear ZZ's voice immediately change demeanor. Doctor?
Alright.
Dave's head
yes.
just turns to you, just like...
And we both just look at...
And it's like, yeah, no, I'm Dr. Alvar.
Yes, you are. Come on through.
And then I guess come through the bush and I reveal myself to the rest of them, I suppose, at this point.
ZZ. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you push it, you see Sam just holding the bush knife, just still staring at you, even though you say like, "I'm not a threat." Sam's just like,
yeah.
That.
And then I look around and I see this older mom figure. I see ZZ and I see Sam holding the bush knife, and I obviously kind of look at that with some curiosity, and I'm like, okay, what are you all doing here? This seems like a odd place for you 3 to be. Maybe not you, as he points to the person points to Sam holding the bush knife, because you look like you've seen some stuff around here, but you two, it's what are you all doing here?
I'll say, Hamid, as you kind of break into here, you recognize ZZ just from the cryptozoology space.
Oh my god. So I guess when I'm asking that, and that takes me a second, and then I look at ZZ again, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think I've seen you before.
ZZ, you recognize the name Dr. Alvar. You've read his blog before.
What did you say your name was again?
Dr. Hamid Alvar.
Oh my god. I think I've been following your blog ever since the old days of LiveJournal.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't realize that there was a fellow cryptozoologist or aficionado amongst you all.
You could say that. You might have heard my blog, my personal blog, Cryptids Are Us, a social platform humanizing monsters, creatures, and paranormal babes across the world.
So, immediately as he hears that, he's like, wait a minute, I have heard of that. And his demeanor goes from kind of upbeat to more like neutral. And he's like, okay, well, it definitely is a interesting and a fun way to, talk about cryptids. I'm sure you have fun doing your, vlogs and everything.
Yeah, I just didn't know that I could call myself a doctor now.
No one said that. No one is saying you should call yourself a doctor.
I mean, we're
because
pretty much the same. I actually think I have more views than you. I just ran some back-end stuff, but I get 1.7 million views a day on my blog.
Sam just cuts in between this. It's just like, are you with the forest cops?
The forest cops? If you mean the park rangers, no, I do not work for them.
Okay. And he puts away the bush knife. And you see
And-
a raccoon in between his feet that was all like
Yeah.
puffed up and just like kind of just like
And-
you see Sam pick him up and starts brushing down the puff.
He's then goes back and just says, "Well, I wouldn't say that you can call yourself a doctor. I don't think many doctors have, vlogs that like yours."
Oh, with awesome stingers and lower thirds?
Awesome stingers and lower thirds? What is
Yeah,
that?
all my blogs are video blogs.
Yeah.
Don't you have to go to school to be a doctor? And like Sam just like says that without malice, just like I gotta go to school to do that.
Yeah,
Still
I think-
petting.
No.
Dave.
Are you posing that in general? Like, are you asking if either of us have gone to school? Or are you asking if Zizi's gone to school?
Just Sam saying to the both of you, just like, don't you have to go to school to be a doctor?
Yes, and I did go to school.
Okay.
I also went to a school.
He's being very vague about that, by the way. He did go to school, but he's not answering it in a very affirmative way, if that makes sense.
You can tell it just goes right over Sam's head. It
Yeah, which
fully
obviously,
expected.
that's the point. That's the point. And you're not supposed to. It's not supposed. He's like, I've been to school, and that's the end of the conversation. He's not wanting you to ask any more questions.
Middle school.
And then go ahead, Zizi.
Oh, Zizi just looks over at Mary Edith. It's like, I also went to school.
How is Mary Edith reacting?
And it's all just going. She doesn't know what vlogs are.
Does she know what cryptozoology means?
I don't think she does.
Yeah, I did.
She knows there's a monster that whistled last night that tried to kill this child. So, she does introduce herself as Mary Edith.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mary Edith. Is she holding anything of note right now?
She's holding a cast iron skillet.
Oh, it was like so. That is quite the weapon that you are wielding there. I don't think I've ever seen someone use a cast iron skillet as a weapon.
Oh, thanks. And then she kind of just like.
You never saw
waves it
Tangled?
around.
You think someone like Dr. Hamid Alvar is like wasting his time watching Tangled?
Maybe.
I mean, possibly, but he's not.
So
And-
you're looking for a monster out here?
I'm just looking for any sort of like interesting creatures or cryptids that that live in this area. These woods are prime research prime research spot.
Do you know any that can whistle?
Can whistle. Ooh, okay. So, in asking me that, is that something I can do a move for? Like help out?
I don't think so. I think this is just your knowledge base.
My knowledge base. Okay.
Yeah. Which I can just tell you, there are. You don't know like of a specific creature that's like known for its whistling.
Mhm.
But you it's possible there are creatures that have the orifice in which to whistle.
So I guess I say whistle. That's not something that a lot of various cryptids can do. However, there are a few that possibly could, or make whistling like sounds.
Zizi has a big
Possibly.
sigh, looks over at Mary Edith like, I think he's a very old school cryptozoologist, so you might not want to ask those type of questions around him.
Sam kind of just turned to you and was like, to be fair, you also don't know. Like, not in a mean way, just like
In a
point
very,
blank, just like-
in a point blank, brutal honesty. No, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure it is possible. But no, I don't know of any that would come to mind, at least that are around here.
So the difference between me and you is right now, Mr. Doctor, is that I actually got it on camera. How's
Oh,
that
you
for
did?
research? Yeah.
Well, here you'll have to show it to me then. Do you mind if you show it to me? Do you
I
mind if
do
you see
mind,
it?
and I'd rather not, because you're not supposed to whistle in the woods, right, Sam?
It's a recording of a whistle. I believe it is different than physically whistling. Because you're not putting yourself into the action.
Ooh.
That sounds a little convoluted, but I love convolution, and just plays the sound for.
Okay. So I watched the recording, and does this mean I also can investigate a mystery in this case because I'm looking at the footage with the different eyes, or has it already been kind of done?
I'll let you, since you weren't a part of the additional group, I'll let you investigate a mystery as well.
Okay, so I will roll, and it's my sharp. My sharp is 2, so that's actually quite good. So let me see. Let's get some dice going. I have. So we're rolling 2 dice on the phones.
Digital.
And that is a 7 plus 2, so 9.
9. Okay. Yeah, so that means you can hold 1. You can ask 1 question of what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where'd it go, what was it gonna do, and what is being concealed here.
So I would be more honestly, based on the fact that they've already described what's happening, I will ask what sort of creature is it. That's that would be the first thought that comes to my mind, honestly.
Yeah. I'll say as you are listening into this, you probably close your eyes a little bit, and you kind of hear it cycle through, and you think back to your dream that you had the night before.
Nice.
Of being smacked in the back of the head multiple times by a bird that was whistling.
Okay.
So this sounds like some sort of bird.
Interesting. Okay. And so I say, I think we're dealing with some sort of possibly an avian cryptid of some sort.
Okay.
Would Mary Elizabeth and Zizi know what avian means?
Mary Edith is just nodding along. In her head, she's just like a bird with lips.
Terrifying.
That is a terrible, terrible image to think about.
I thought this was a horror game.
No, it is.
Oh, not body horror. Jeez.
And so I'll be like, And he has his own recorder, by the way, as well. Obviously.
Well, I also have another quarter that's not my cell phone. If you want to have a recorder wars.
Okay. This is not what I'm saying that this is what he has. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, ZZ.
I'm saying.
Okay.
You pull out a recorder, ZZ starts pulling out another.
So I pull out an audio recorder, and as
I do not consent for you to record my findings. What were you going to do with that? Were you just going to talk into it, or?
Well, actually, I was going to ask if I could record the whistling sound, just the whistle itself.
Yes, but you're going to have to give me credit on your blog.
I will, of course, do so. Why would I not?
And say that I'm a respected doctor as well?
I will say that you are a famous vlogger. Is that okay?
Doctor?
No, not a doctor.
A cute vlogger?
I'll say you're a very cute, famous vlogger. How about that?
Okay, but you only get this 1 second of the whistle.
That's fine. That's all I need. And so, let me add that to my other gear right now.
Yeah, you just have a whistle recording. So you guys are here up in Thornton Gap. or what is it that now you are all together? What is it you guys want to do?
I guess Sam is a bit contemplative right now because wasn't he told by the squirrels that the whistle was not from a bird, or?
They said it wasn't from a human.
Yeah, they just said not a person.
Oh, not a person. Okay. Never mind. That's me misremembering. Alright, never mind.
I mean, we're here. Did they like give any like direction beyond like back over here? Because I know Mary Edith is this close to whistling, and see what happens. So
It's just like Sam can feel the energy and is like ready to jump on Mary Edith, like just full linebacker tackle. All 90 pounds soaking wet. Sam just like, gonna be honest, squirrels just gave a general direction. Mossborough clan, just general directions. They're not very known for being precise locations, unless it's, I guess, the larger the mammal, the more precise locations they give. Sometimes, though there are those who break the labels. Finger guns at Dave. Dave finger guns back.
So we know it's a bird. So where do birds live?
In trees.
Just look
Higher
trees.
altitudes.
Well, there are some species of birds that live in the ground, and even under it, I think.
I will say, Hamid, as you say higher altitudes, you all do realize that the trail does continue on to a higher elevation as well.
Okay.
No.
And so I will basically communicate like, well, I have not had luck in finding any sort of like intense cryptid signs until this moment. So I think this is I was not going to not. Thank you.
Oh, I was just saying that you're very welcome for the cryptid sign.
I see. And so I will, if you will have me, I would totally want to join you all in trying to figure out where, find out if this is actually from a cryptid or not. I don't think I've really done a lot of work with other people before, and so this will be a new experience for me.
I think ZZ will lead the way, like holding out a phone like a selfie vlog, and it's just like, me and my fellow doctor and companions are headed up to this hill to find the next step in our cryptid adventure. As we move up.
Okay.
Mary Edith in the back, just like.
You're doing this Midwestern mom really well.
Guess who raised me?
Sam is staring directly into the camera, just
like just not even expressionless, just
expressionless.
wild.
Mary Edith just hands him a granola bar at some point.
I was gonna say, is she gonna run out of food at all, or is most of her bag
It's a Mary
like
Poppins bag.
I was gonna say it's a Mary Poppins bag of food, just like this, like, oh, here's more food.
We do
Here's
not
some
question the Mary Edith bag.
Like you just see, you see the arm just go up to the shoulder, and she's like, pulls out a whole baguette.
It's just a fanny pack, so like.
Okay, but what's happening with the other people?
To call it a hospital is very generous. It's really like one large building. You see there's kind of an annex building next to it. A single floor. The parking lot is maybe 24 spaces. And then there's a space around back for ambulances to come in and stuff. It's right next to the firehouse, which is where the ambulances are stored when not in use and whatnot. and then also the police station is also right there as well. But yeah, you head on in. It's fairly, it's still right now. It's probably around like 8 a.m. So it's not super crowded. There's a handful of nurses working about. Sandra goes and walks up to one at the front desk. And she says, "Oh, hey, Lulu. I'm here to check in with those folks who came in yesterday from the park. Mind letting me back in, or let me know where they are?" The nurse lets her know what room they're in. They're in the same room because they came in together and they are friends. And you head on back. Is there anything you're doing as you walk into the hospital or walk through the hospital to these rooms?
Honestly, probably like normal, just kind of keeping my eye out for stuff, kind of looking around a little bit. Are there any like vending machines or anything nearby? Like in the
yeah,
lobby?
there's a couple. Yeah, and there's a little waiting area you pass by. It has like a vending machine, snack for like snacks, one for drinks, and one of those like coffee vending machines.
Okay.
That's always like the grossest coffee you've ever drank.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, while she's checking it, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna grab probably a couple of snacks out of the vending machine.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe like a pack of Skittles and like a pack of like peanut M&Ms. I'm just gonna kind of put those in my pockets after I get them out of the machine before we head back.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. She leads you back to the room. The door is like slightly ajar, and Sandra knocks on it as she opens it, and she says, "Hello. Hope I'm not waking y'all." You walk into a fairly standard 2-bed hospital room. Both beds are currently occupied, and you see the two gentlemen look to be young, maybe early 20s. One still has like a little neck brace on. The other, their leg is like up in a sling and their arm is in a cast.
His poor Nick.
But both, yeah, both are awake, if not slightly groggy, as you walk in.
Okay, perfect. So kind of walking in with the ranger and just kind of, morning, boys. Hope we're not feeling too bad. You're looking not too worse for the wear.
They both kind of nod in agreement a little bit, and Sandra says, "Agent Peterson, these are our friends Benny Juarez and Emmanuel Lopez." And referring to them, she says, "Agent Peterson is here just helping out with some park duties. Just, treat him like you treat any other of us park employees. We just have a couple questions for you about what happened yesterday, just to ensure the safety of everyone involved, and just make sure that, you guys are all right, of course." So, yeah. She walks up, pulls out 2 chairs, and sets them kind of in front of their beds. And she goes to take a seat, and she says, "Agent Peterson, do you have any questions you want to ask to start off with, or?"
Well, I mean, if you have something, please go ahead. I'm more than welcome. I know you were already planning on coming here before I was, so if you want to ask them some questions, feel free.
Yes. She brought like in a little folder with her. She also goes, "Oh, and also before I forget," she reaches into she has a little like fanny pack. She reaches in and brings out a wallet that she puts on like the little side table that's in between them. It says, "Mr. Juarez, we found your wallet. It was returned last night, so hopefully everything is still in there. I'm not sure. I didn't check."
Whew, looks like a hefty wallet there. What are you keeping in there while you're hiking? It's a fat sack wallet.
You see Benny. He's the one on the right. He has a bit more like shaggy, longer hair, like a little of a stubbly goatee. He says, well, mostly they're business cards in there. And he kind of gestures over to it and says, if you want to look in, see what I got.
I mean, that's your personal property, sir. I don't want to dive into your personal effects.
All right. Sandra starts and she says, all right, boys, how about just in your own words, can you recount the events of yesterday leading up to your fall, should I say? Benny says, yeah, sure, that's not a problem. He tries to like move his neck a little bit, but is clearly not supposed to be doing that. He's the one with the neck brace. And he says, we were just up near in Thornton Gap, kind of exploring a little bit of off the trail stuff. Which, you're not, I know you're not supposed to do really. It's not, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it personally, because I'm an experienced hiker. I'm familiar with these parts here. But we were up in Thornton Gap, up probably about, I don't know, like 50, 60 feet from that big old cliff we fell off of. But as we were hiking, making our way through a bit of a rocky hill, we, suddenly a bunch of rocks from up above us started falling down the hill, and we're scurrying out of the way. And as we did that, we just heard a loud, just what of two huge wings, and we didn't see nothing, but we just booked it. And I get in our panic, we kind of slipped and fell off the cliff.
Happens to the best of us.
Ain't that right? Yeah. You see Emmanuel, he has a bit more neck mobility, nods, and says, yeah, that pretty much sums up what happened. There was that little other noise that happened when the big wing sound. There's that whistling that happened too. Did you hear that? Which Benny shakes his head that no, he did not hear that.
Am I able to kind of tell, like, through like their limited body language, like if they feel like nervous or if like they're kind of casual about this?
It is hard to tell because they are kind of, they're in these hospital beds. They're kind of wrapped up and bandaged. They seem pretty casual about it.
Okay.
And Sandra says, wait, but so what was this about that whistling? What kind of whistle was it? Was it like, she kind of does a couple different whistles. I talked about this with the other group. I cannot whistle. It is my fatal flaw. But Benny says, no. It's more like, he does a whistle where it's just kind of like a do, but as a whistle. So just imagine that. We'll fix it in post.
Okay. Interesting. Whistling sound, huh?
Yep.
Sandra, have you ever heard any sort of whistling like that before? I don't know if I have.
I mean, not, out in the woods. I mean, it definitely wasn't a person. People know better than to be whistling out in the woods around here.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, I guess you're kind of new. I mean, that's kind of all around Appalachia. There's a, kind of a superstition that you're not supposed to whistle in the woods, in the mountains, because, if you go out whistling, something's going to hear you, and someone's going to whistle back, probably.
Interesting. Okay. I don't think I've ever heard that before, but all right. So, boy, is there anything else that's kind of, anything else you can think of, or anything else that, give us any sort of details about what might be flapping these large wings?
Benny speaks up and says, "Yeah, like I said, I didn't hear nothing, or didn't see nothing. Just heard those wings, and I mean, I think something inside me just knew that something that big it's coming after me. I got to start running. Plot or fight situation, as they say."
Okay, all right. I mean, that, totally understandable. I'd probably do the same thing in that situation. Just probably turn tail and run.
You see, Sandra she's been taking notes kind of this whole time, kind of filling out one of those incident reports. She's been doing duplicate, one for each person. And as she's doing this, she says, "And have either of y'all seen anything or heard anything like this in the park before, or anywhere else for that matter?" And they both say, "No, that's I mean, nothing like that outside of cheesy monster movies and stuff like that."
Yeah, I mean, cheesy monster movies can be always fun, right? You boys are big into cheesy monster movies?
Emmanuel says, "I mean, I am. Benny over there is a bit of a scaredy cat, so."
That's perfectly understandable. So some of those movies are a little too over the top, if you know what I mean.
And Benny does his best to nod in agreement. And Sandra says, "Okay, well, I mean, I think that fills out most of my form. Agent Peterson, is there anything else you need to know from these folks?"
Well, and he's kind of patting his jacket a little bit. He's like, I think I actually left my notebook out in your car. Do you mind just kind of running out there and grabbing it for me real quick? I just jotted down some notes of questions I was going to ask these boys.
She says, "Oh, sure, yeah, give me just a sec." She puts down her folder there, and she goes out. You're now alone.
Okay. Well, boys, I mean, just out of curiosity, between these monster movies you like and whistling sounds and all that, any of this kind of strike a bell between any of it? You boys, do you see anything that you don't want the ranger knowing about, or hear anything else you don't want her to know about? I know the food here is terrible. Might be able to help you out a little bit. He takes out a couple of the snacks that he got from the vending machine, just kind of lays them down on their beds. Just anything that jotted your memory, or anything you just didn't want to share in a crowded room.
I think here right now is the time for a manipulate someone roll. So I'm gonna need you to roll plus charm.
Plus charm, okay. Plus charm. So, that would be that's a 3.
Oh no. Go ahead and mark experience.
Okay. Jeez.
So you see Benny reaches over and grabs the Skittles. But he says, "That's nope, that I don't have anything to hide. I know, Emmanuel over there don't got nothing to hide. We're just two normal park goers who just had a little bit of an accident." And Emmanuel nods in agreement.
All right, I reach into my pocket and kind of have my notebook, and I kind of write down a couple of notes and take out a couple of business cards. I'm like, well, if you boys do remember anything, just remember, secrets do come out sometimes. So he's gonna kind of slide him and put a couple of his business cards that literally just have his name and his cell phone number, like on the very clean, very neat font and text on the manual. Just remember, give me a call before those secrets come out.
You got it, boss. You see Sandra returns, and she says, "Oh, I didn't find your notebook in there. Are you sure you left it and she goes and she sees you holding a notebook.
Hold my I'm so sorry, Sandra. I put it in my left pocket. It's usually my right. Just so sorry about that. Appreciate you going out and looking for it. Really do.
Hey, that's not a problem. Happens to the best of us, of course.
More times than you'd think, unfortunately. But thank you kindly.
Sandra then says, if you want, there is a doctor here who, he's basically helped out all the people who've been hurt during this whole situation. If you want to, talk to him.
Yeah, I think that actually that'd be really helpful. I think that'd be a good idea.
Sure. Yeah. Here, let me go. If you want to go sit in the waiting room, let me go find him and get him to come on out.
All right. I'm walking out, looking back at the two guys. Be like, boys, speedy recovery on you.
Sure. You see, at this point, they both kind of look at you, are a little bit like, this guy's a fucking narc. Like, what? We're not telling him anything.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah. So you go out into the waiting room. A few more. Like, it's kind of you've reached kind of the transition between like the overnight crew and the morning crew has now started coming in. And Sandra went off. After a couple minutes, she returned with a kind of, probably man in his like mid 40s, shaved head, kind of like olive skin, wearing a Dr. White. And as she walks up, she says, Dr. St. Cloud, I would like to introduce you to Agent Paul Peterson. He is with the National Park Service. And I thought you could help answer some questions about some of the stuff going on.
Pleasure to meet you, Doctor. And put out my hand to shake his hand.
Yeah, puts out his hand. Pleasure to meet you, Agent. Here, let's sit. Gesturing to some empty chairs in the waiting room.
All right. So sit down next to him. So Doc, kind of tell me. I know there's been some stuff going on. It seems like there's mainly just accidents, trip ups, anything like that. Any similarities in any of the victims or any, or I guess not victims, accident goers, I suppose is the right term for that. Any markings, anything that seems, how do I want to phrase this? Common, sort of common happenings between them.
He says, no, the only commonality between the, I guess now 6 victims, these 2 being our newest ones, have been the location. Most have suffered some sort of bone or head trauma, some bruising, but that's, to be expected with any hiking accident. You see, he thinks for a moment and says, there was one, this is kind of not, wasn't something that was the same, or so this was something that was different. There was one young woman who came in with a bit more of a severe injury than the others.
Okay.
He says she had some scratches on her arm. 3 large lines down her arm that, she got here in time, that she wasn't, nothing super bad happened and there were no infections, luckily.
Oh,
but,
goodness.
She'd also hit her head and doesn't remember anything about how she got them, unfortunately.
Okay. Do you have any photos of that, just for your own records, that I could kind of take a look at?
There should be some in my records. I can have, he waves over one of the nurses. I can have one of the nurses print it out for you or email it to you, however you prefer.
I'm a hard copy kind of guy.
Okay. I respect that, man. He waves over and explains what he needs. I need the document from that case from 2 weeks ago. You remember from Cheryl McGinnis? Yeah, Cheryl McGinnis. We need her pictures. You know the ones. And the nurse nods in agreement and heads back, returning a couple minutes later with a kind of little manila folder that she hands to the doctor, who then hands it to you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm gonna take a look at the kind of with all of the happenings that I'm used to, and kind of, does it look familiar to me at all?
It doesn't look. I mean, it looks like an animal for sure. Like it looks like a claw or talon scratch for sure. And you can tell, like they're large. Like they go down the entire, like from shoulder to just above the elbow. Each one, like probably like that thick and deep as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doctor says, yeah, we stitched her up nice. She's gonna have some nasty scars, but probably one hell of a story. She can probably make up one for all we care. I don't, she doesn't really remember it.
I was gonna say, I'm like, it doesn't seem like she really remembers too much, so might have to make that story up. So tell me, have you ever seen anything like this around these parts?
I mean, I've seen some, similar in bear attacks and some mountain lion attacks, but nothing this. They weren't that thick. They were usually a bit thinner, not that deep either. And certainly not in that area as well. That area of the park, I should say.
I'd say, Doc, would you say you're kind of like an expert of like the animals and kind of the area and everything? Just, people coming through with injuries or sightings or anything like that? Like, have you ever seen any sort of animal in this parts that resembles this? The 3 talons is larger than a bear?
Not in real life, that's for sure.
I know. So I was thinking, can't help but wonder if this is, not maybe I don't know, not natural in a way.
You see Sandra, who's also sitting here, kind of looks at you weird at that and says, "Not natural. What do you? What you thinking? Some sort of monster?"
No, nothing. That'd be foolish, right, Sandra? Nothing like that would be around here. No, I don't know. Some people like to play weird games or weird challenge type things, and I hadn't seen any animals around here, know of any in this part, so I don't know if maybe you kind folks did. Make sure I wasn't missing any animal.
Yeah. You see, Dr. St. Cloud says, "No, I mean, I don't consider myself an expert, but there is someone at the Historical Society who kind of knows everything about all the stuff going on in the park, all the historical, probably any creature that has stepped foot in there. If you want to, probably talk to them. If you say I sent you, they'll probably speak to you. You're also wearing a uniform, so they'll probably speak to you no matter what. But
that's fair.
We play poker on the weekend, so
okay.
He'll say nice things.
Okay. Yeah. What's his name?
His name is Terry. Terry Kwan.
Okay. Yeah, I might go poke over there and just kind of see. Now, Sandra, I know you got stuff to go on. How you doing time wise?
She looks at her watch. She says, I actually do have a few things to do. The Historical Society ain't too far from the headquarters, so I can drop you off back there. And if you want, after lunch, I can meet you up at Thornton Gap, and we can take a look around there, if you want.
Yeah, that might be okay. I mean, I guess what would be faster, doing that there, or just driving me back, and I'll just grab my truck.
I think drop you off where your truck is, and you can do your own thing. We'll meet back up later.
Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to take your time. Seems very precious, so let's do that. Let me just go. We'll just head back, grab my truck, and then I'll head over to the historical society.
Right. So yeah, you return back to the headquarters. Sandra drops you off, and she is about to go back inside to like gather some things. And she says, "Yeah, if you want to get to the historical society, it's just up the road. Then take a right, and then it's right down. You can't miss it."
Fantastic. I appreciate
and then
it.
she looks at her watch. It's probably now at this point probably about like a little bit before 10 a.m. I'd say, just in like the travel time and like talking and waiting time and whatnot. She says, "How about around a little bit after 12:30? We can meet up at Thornton Gap."
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
All right, sounds good. And she heads into the headquarters.
Okay, and then I'll take a look around, hop in my truck, and head on over.
Cool. Just as easy to get to the historical society. It's a small building, as you know, probably every building in this town is has old brick building, has a little bit of like a bell tower with no bell in it at the front, easily recognizable with a Luray Historical Society sign out front, waving the American flag and the flag of Virginia.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and just head on in.
Cool. Empty of like any people or anything like that, but you see that there's you walk in, and you're first hit just by the smell of just how musty it is in here and how kind of dusty. You have to like probably resist the urge to scrunch up your face a little bit as you open the door. The walls are covered in framed like maps and drawings of historical events. There's some like Civil War stuff going on, as well as other big events around the town, around the city, around the state of Virginia, and also of Shenandoah Park. There's also some like taxidermied animals, some of the natural animals of the area, some smaller mountain lions. You see there's some like smaller rodents, squirrels and raccoons, and stuff like that. There's some bookshelves lying around, as well as some like tables. There's a like front desk with a older looking woman sitting at it, who looks up almost surprised as you walk in. And she says, "Oh, hi there. How can I help you?"
Morning, ma'am. Agent Paul Peterson. I'm looking for Terry. Might that be might be you?
Oh no, I'm Annie. Nice to meet you, Annie Heaver. But Terry is out in the back. I can yell to him, get him in if you need him.
Oh yeah. What was the doctor's name?
Dr. St. Cloud.
St. Cloud. Can you let him know Dr. St. Cloud sent me over here?
Sure. You see she scoots back in her chair and takes in a deep breath and just yells, Terry, you got a friend here. There's someone, St. Cloud sent you someone. Do you owe anyone money? You hear like the sound of rustling in the back. And like an older gentleman walks out. I don't know nobody money. I win when it comes to poker. It's like older gentleman with like curly gray hair, wearing a flannel, and like chinos essentially, comes walking in, and he sees you, and kind of straightens up a little bit and says, "Oh, hi there, sir. How can I be of assistance to you?"
Agent Peterson. Call me Paul. and put out my hand to shake his hand.
Terry Kwan. Call me Terry.
All right, Terry. So the doc sent me over here. There's some accidents. I'm sure, small town. Word's gotten around about some stuff going on. He said you might have some, lore or some sort of knowledge about some strange happenings that may have been happening, or just history in general about these kind of strange creatures or anything.
Oh, I could probably. What you looking for? There's plenty of strange things happen around here.
Well, what's the strangest you got?
He said, "Here, come have a seat." And goes over to a table. He goes and he pulls out like a big, what appears to just be like a large notebook, and flips through it, and says, "Oh, I got a possession of a little girl that happened back in '68. That was pretty strange."
Yeah, it's a little strange, a little old, but okay. What else you got?
He flips through and says, "Didn't like the possession. All right. There was the man who got struck by lightning 4 times in the same night."
Pretty cool. I like that one. But I'm gonna pull out the picture of the talon marks on like the arm. Do you have anything that might have made something like this?
You see, he looks at it. He brings out some glasses, takes a look, takes off the glasses as soon as he sees what they are, and says, "Ooh, that is gnarly little scratches right there. Hope whoever that is all right." He racks his brain for a minute, and then he flips through his notebook, which like you get a glimpse at it. It's almost like his own Dewey Decimal System, where he has just like events and things, and then has like the date, who the important people, and then like any books or official records that they have here. And after a moment of looking, he says, "What about the Snallycaster?"
Snallycaster?
Snallycaster, yeah.
Snallycaster. Paul's gonna pull out his notebook and write that down. All right. Well, yeah. Tell me more about this.
He says, "Oh, I can. Let me." He puts down his notebook, walks over to one of the bookshelves, and pulls out a what almost appears to be like an almanac of sorts, and comes over and he flips through, and he says, "This is all in German, so I'm not really sure the stuff. This comes from some German settlers from this like 1600s. There's an old etching in here that here," and he shows you this.
Oof. Well, that Well, that's something mighty interesting.
He says, he goes on, "Yeah, it's only a face a mother could love for sure. This the Snallygaster was first spotted in the late 1600s by some German settlers. The first account was by a woman named Gertruda. Don't really know much about her other than this, one account of it that was put in a town newspaper of the time. And yeah, there hasn't been a sighting of this bad boy since right after the Civil War. So
that seems like quite a bit of time ago. But well, okay. My goodness, wow. You don't know anything else about this other than that it's in German and it was seen and cited, and this is kind of what it's supposed to look like?
Yeah, it's an artist rendition of it.
Okay.
There's some accounts of it it scratching people. It's known to have some acidic saliva.
Oh.
But but you said this person was in the forest, right? You said
Yeah.
that's the most of the Snallygaster sightings took place out in the caverns, out in the Luray caverns, a little bit away. Not there were some that were outside of there, but not as far as into Shenandoah, as far as we know.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, Terry, I appreciate this information you've given me. Anything else you can share with me, or anything else you care to share?
See, he goes back to his notebook, flips through some things. Do you want to hear about the calf that was born with 3 heads?
You know what? Humor me. Let's go ahead and you tell me about it. I'm gonna let him just share a couple of his stories with me and just kind of humor him, because I can tell how dead this place has been and how excited he seems to be about telling me about these funky ones. So I'll hear a couple of stories from him, and then just be like, all right, well, Terry, it's been a pleasure. The cow, the lightning, this has all been fantastic. Let me tell you.
I'm always happy to share some fun stories with a fellow history buff.
Oh, absolutely. I will be definitely. I got some work I got to do, but I will definitely be coming back to hear more of these stories. I can kind of tell that he's put a lot of time and effort into these notebooks and all this stuff. So.
Cool. You head on out, and as you are leaving, at this point it's probably around I'd say a little bit past noon. Okay. You get a text message on your phone from Percival, your case manager back at PET, just saying, any updates, ? I'm
gonna text back, be like, got a couple updates, could use some intel.
Just says, respond, give me a call when you need.
Okay, so I'm gonna go head back into the truck, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give Percival a call.
Cool. He picks up first ring, and says, go for Percival.
That got me. Oh god. Afternoon, sir. How's everything going for you over there?
The leak in the bathroom stopped, so that's plus. How's everything out in Virginia?
Yeah, it's Virginia, so take it as you will.
If you hear banjos, run.
Duly noted, sir. Duly noted. But yeah, everything seems weather's great. Everything seems there. People are in good condition. But I could use some info on. Yeah, I got a lead. Apparently, it could be some sort of Snallygaster. I don't know if you've heard of anything about those or dealt with any of those in the past. Seems a bit old, and it's a bit of a stretch here, but it's the best I got. It's either that or a 3-headed pig.
Well, that wouldn't be the first. Says if you send over, if you have anything, send it over to Cynthia. She'll do some research and can and we'll get back to you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll go ahead and send that over. If she could put that a jiffy on that, could use a little bit more. I'm about to head out to the area right now, so anything in a timely fashion would be very much appreciated.
Well, actually, I think here is a good chance for you to roll to deal with the agency.
Oof. Okay.
When requesting help or gear, you roll plus sharp. Give me a sharp roll.
Oh, nice. Okay, that was a good one. Okay, so plus sharp. So that would be a 13.
Oh, nice. Oh, double sixes.
Yeah,
nice.
Double sixes.
Nice. So on a 10 plus, you're good. Your request for whatever is okayed. And you see Percival says, send it over. Go get a quick lunch. Cindy will have it over to you ASAP.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Probably go back to Chili's, get a lunch.
I was gonna ask if there's any like small mom and pop kind of stuff like just close by, or if it's just the Chili's.
There's like a little diner situation that seems to be a little popular. You can go get a tuna melt pretty easily.
Okay, yeah, I'd probably go check out that place.
Yeah, you go. All friendly people. And excuse me. You go do your eating. After probably like 20 minutes or so, you get an email from Cynthia, who's kind of the like tech and research person of the team, and it's kind of just a like lowdown of information that she was able to find on the Snallygaster. A lot of it was kind of similar to what you had just heard. Mm-hmm. But she heard gives you some information that Snallygaster is a like bird / reptile kind of combo creature.
Octopus Call of Cthulhu face. Nightmare.
Yeah. That was first spotted by German settlers. And there's been some sightings throughout the year outside, kind of up and down through like the whole DMV area, through DC, Maryland, Virginia. But it's kind of centralized in Virginia in this space. It was known to kind of stay in like caves and smaller forests and whatnot, and it's usually like doesn't feed on people, but will kind of scare them off, swipe at them, maybe pick them up and fly them out, but nothing too crazy. It's not really known to like kill people.
Okay. I'm gonna read all that and take it all in. Any new information that I got.
Yeah. And then by that time it's about time for you to meet with Sandra over at Thorn Cap.
While that's happening, let's check out what's happening with everyone else.
Yeah.
You guys head on up. You are climbing up this trail. You have to do a little bit of like, not necessarily like rock climbing, but you have to like, it's not easy going. You might have to get some extra support as you go on up. You kind of there's a section where it's a little less forested and just more rocky, and you're climbing up on these rocks. And then you get into an even thicker, like forested part. You're just gonna get the vibe. It's like, oh, this isn't really like a place for people. Like, it's not like a dedicated park trail anymore. Like, you are off the beaten track. Then you get into this kind of thicker forested area. What do you guys do? What are you looking for as you get up there?
I guess just while as the group is walking up, Dave, just walking around, skirting through different people's feet, but as we get closer and closer to this part, just gets closer and closer to just sticking by Sam's side and then just being the little parrot he is on the shoulder.
Very nice.
Both just head on a swivel.
Can we do some investigation?
Sure. If you want to roll and investigate a mystery as you get up here, see what's going on.
Do each of us do it, or only one person does it?
I'll say just one person can do it, but other people can roll to help out. Which if you know.
I guess amongst us, I feel that the ones that be more doing because that we have ZZ and Hamid with us. I feel like right now, I feel that they would be doing a lot more active investigating, Based
ZZ
off of
would
how
not be. No.
ZZ would not be.
ZZ's getting content. Investigating.
That's not investigating.
No, we're trying to get cool shots. Handing over the phone to like Sam and Dave so that he can get me like climbing up.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
I think I'll help out Mary Edith and maybe hand over like some binoculars or like something that will help her see.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if one person wants to roll investigate a mystery, they'll roll plus sharp, and then whoever wants to help out can roll plus cool.
I will do that.
Which one?
Roll the plus sharp, the investigate a mystery, because that's my character would be doing that more. I think. So I'm rolling, and it is a 13.
Oh, wow.
You don't even need
I was
help.
gonna say I got
Yeah.
an 8,
Fine.
but you know what? Fuck
Jeez,
that.
don't even need help at
Okay.
all, yeah.
We try.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I have hold 2.
Yeah, for your can pick 2 of those questions, and I will answer it as best I can.
So tell us who the creature is in deep detail. No, I'm joking. I'll ask, where did it go? And what happened here?
Okay.
See if there's any sort of like if the creature has done anything in this area, and where did it go?
As you kind of walk into this thicker area, you're kind of having to bend back the branches a little bit, trying to trample down some of the larger ferns and whatnot that are growing here. You get to not necessarily a clearing, but a place just where it's less thick. And everyone's looking around, and Hamid, you look up, and you see in the trees, in one of these larger kind of archaic trees, high up in the thick branches is a nest. And you look at this nest, and it takes your brain a second to just, kind of in comparison to the tree, it takes your brain a second to see the scale of this. It is a huge fucking nest. Like, it is, it's like probably like big enough for like a human person to be inside of.
Oh crap!
So that is your where to go. And then what was your other question you said?
My other question was. 1 second.
You can also change it with that further context if you want.
It was. I said what happened here and where did it go? So which one did you answer?
That was where to go.
Where did it go?
Yeah.
I still see what happened here. I would still want that.
Okay. You are looking around as you see this, and you see also then on the floor of the woods, you see a feather. And again, the scale of it is wild. This feather is probably the length of your forearm. This is a large bird. And then you look around and you see more and more feathers, and you can kind of just with your knowledge of just animals in general, this is this whatever this creature is appears to be molting. So it is making a home here, is what it seems like.
Sorry, I'm writing a note.
It's just the silence as everyone takes all.
So I was typing notes. So I will say, under my breath, holy shit. And I'm going to grab at least a couple feathers. So I'll grab at least 2 feathers to put in my pack, and I'm going to add that to my stuff.
And since you got a 13, I'm going to give you one more thing in what happened here.
Okay.
As you're looking around kind of the base of the tree gathering these feathers, you see some large rocks that are kind of in the roots of the tree have kind of melded around. But you see there are parts of the rock that appear to be slightly melted.
Parts of the rock that are slightly melted.
Yes.
This is near the nest.
This is beneath the nest, yeah. In the roots of the tree.
Okay. So I have obviously a camera. That's not just my phone. I actually have like an actual like digital camera because I want to be able to like take the card out and put it somewhere and stuff and be able to like give it to someone and stuff like that. Like an investigator. And so I take my camera and I start to take some pictures of the melted rock, the feathers, and the nest that I find. And I'm assuming that because I'm doing this, that I've let everyone else know, or at least everyone else is seeing that I'm investigating and doing all of this. And so I would say everyone else knows
Yes.
what I have found at this point.
Yeah, everyone else, after you basically take out your camera, like everyone definitely is like, what the fuck's going on, and can see.
I'm interested in what ZZ's going to be doing now.
I know what Dave is doing. Dave is in full poofy mode.
Yeah.
Sam's like grabs him, zips up the sweatshirt, just holds him like baby.
Aww.
I don't think ZZ understands the danger or like the off scale of these feathers or like this nest yet.
Okay.
And it's just like, oh, okay, that's just a feather. They usually come from birds. We're out in the forest and there's birds around.
Are you saying this out loud too, by the way? You're saying this out loud, right?
I'm saying it to you while you're taking a picture.
And I'll kind of look to you and I'm like, so unless there are birds the size of people around here normally, these are very unusually large feathers.
Sam to me, like, are they around to you saying, are they that are around you normally just goes, no.
Well, that sounds like something. I just don't think that this is a big deal at all.
Ooh, okay. And I'll just, as she says that, I'll just, as they say that, I will be like, okay, you can think that. And then I'll just go back to taking pictures and, and then I start noting some things down in my book and everything like that.
ZZ would look over at Sam and Dave and it's like, are y'all okay?
No.
May I get a more than one word answer why you're not okay?
Yeah, what's going on, kiddo?
You could just see Dave pop up with his shoulder and just furious chattering. Like Dave is just going off about how wrong the situation is. And like every so often, Sam's just like, yeah, word. Yep. Just forgetting you guys just cannot understand raccoon.
So
Easy, what's he saying?
Anger, furious, scared.
Just Sam turns to Mary Ethan and she's like, we're not safe. This isn't safe.
I feel that you would be you'd be rolling for read a bad situation right now, Sam.
Oh, well, I feel like that's just the vibe that they would get normally.
Okay.
From like especially raccoon, giant bird, like hawk times 10.
Still, I mean, the way that you're describing it still seems like you're doing that, though. Like,
not at the moment. Not at the moment. No, we did our roll for this scene, so we don't need it right now.
That's fine. That's fine. I was just curious. That was all.
No, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, no. That's not what I was meaning to do.
All good.
I think to try to diffuse the situation, Zizi's like, well, if y'all think this is so interesting, she straps on a GoPro across her head, and it's like, looking at the tree, is it climbable?
Yes.
Is this big tree climbable?
Oh.
It is.
Well, good thing we have our climbing boots on, team, and it's like, let's go. Let's go.
Does Zizi have climbing boots on?
No.
I was gonna say.
She has very fashionable sneakers, which are climbing boots for her. And they want to try to start climbing this tree.
Okay. I think for that, I'm gonna ask you to roll act under pressure.
Ooh.
Which is plus cool.
Plus cool. Is easy cool enough?
That is a 10 plus 1, so that's an 11.
11.
Woo!
Yeah.
Rolled
Zizi
last
is
time.
very cool. For real.
They were on the second dice.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, you kind of crack your fingers a little bit, stretch out, and you're able to get like a really good starting point, and just kind of naturally are able to kind of find the the handholds you need. Like this is, like I said, it's a really old tree. It's a really knobby tree. So even when there's not branches, like there's like divots and bumps that you're able to get into. And I'm assuming you're trying to get up to the nest.
Yeah, and encourage my fellow companions to it's not a big deal. It's just another tree with a regular sized nest. Not realizing pointing at it is it's a small nest from this distance.
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine that as ZZ is doing this, and I would have been in my notebook, kind of just writing down some the dimensions of the feather, things noted things about the rock and stuff, and then I just kind of look up and I see they're already halfway up the tree, and I'm like, I probably wouldn't necessarily. I mean, just be careful if you're gonna do that.
Who got the footage from last night?
I think this is more important than footage now at this point.
Nothing's more important than footage, and points at the
Stop pointing at the camera. Use both hands. We're even just tense at the bottom of the tree.
I've never had a friend die this fast before.
What'd you say, Sam?
Sam.
What'd you say? Couldn't hear you from up
I'm
here.
a marshmallow, please.
Just stop talking.
Also, you guys probably realize that it'd probably be unsafe for all of you to climb the tree, especially if you're all going to this nest. It probably wouldn't be able to hold the weight of 4 fully sized people and a raccoon.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try at this point. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm content looking at it right now. I'm not planning on going up there.
Sam unzips the hoodie and releases Dave, and they just share a nod as Dave starts going up after
Yes, for sure. I said you probably Dave's is it's a raccoon, so they can scurry up, Spider-Man style. So ZZ, you see Dave kind of go up past you and kind of scurries up into the nest, and ZZ, you get up there kind of probably a minute later, and you're now realizing that this nest it's bigger than you are, it's a large looming figure, and as you get into the nest, you see inside of it there are 3 large eggs. Each one is probably as tall as probably up to your right above your knee, and probably a foot wide.
Oh, the mama.
I think ZZ really wants to get this footage, so
Clearly.
she will climb into the nest and pose with the eggs real quick.
Dave is tugging on your sleeves, just get the fuck out of here, get
And
the
ZZ
fuck out of here.
kind of hugs Dave into the picture. And then kind of yells down, hey Doc, you were right, this is a pretty big nest, but it's actually a little more comfy than Sam's place.
You just hear from just distressed raccoon chittering.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I just casually film around, take some pictures, and poke my head back out. And it's there's eggs in here. They're kind of big.
And I stop for a moment and I look up and I say, "There are eggs in there?"
Yeah, there's 3.
I
out the
would
nest.
I would
Yeah,
get
We actually might be
down.
able to eat this with your oatmeal.
I would get down from there, like now.
And it just
I,
seems
I would
like,
just, I would,
Zizi,
I
if you
like
don't get out of that nest,
like
Dave, get down.
take pictures, please, but come down, please.
Dave is already just going down the tree. And Sam's like, Dave, get down here. Dave, get down here. ZZ is a lost cause. Get down here, Dave.
Is there anything else in the nest?
Ooh, yeah.
Or can I investigate a mystery?
I'll let you investigate a mystery. I think that's probably the best.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
Are you?
6
8?
plus. Investigating mystery is plus sharp.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so 7.
7. Okay, cool. You hold one. And what question do you want to?
Yeah, I'll ask. I think I'll ask. What was it going to do?
What was it going to do?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the best way to answer that. You, looking just around this nest, you see, the 3 eggs, and kind of like almost an indentation in the, various straw and hay and stuff that are gathered to create this nest, various sticks and whatnot, of a large, just a large indentation of something was sitting in here, helping incubate and warm these eggs, and it left to do something, and you think probably just putting some ones and zeros together in your brain, you think probably the main reason it would leave would be to protect the nest.
Okay. You said these eggs are as big as round as the lower third of my body, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Can I try to move one?
Oh no.
How are you going to move it?
I just wanted to see, are they even real? What if it's just an art project or something that somebody put out here?
Oh my god.
I've never seen an egg.
No, I know, but now you're just playing out every sort of bad horror movie trope right now, and I love it.
I don't know what you're talking about. And he reaches out and just sees Dave scamper out, and it's oh wait, Dave, I'm coming, and kind of reaches over towards an egg. Is it heavy? Is it empty? Does it move easily?
You go to move it, and it has some heft to it, and it's warm, and you can tell that there is something inside of it, and as your hand is on it, you feel almost like a kick.
You see ZZ's head pop back out. These are alive eggs, just so y'all know. I'm gonna come back down, but I kind of really want one, but I know I shouldn't take it. But yeah, it's kind of cute, and ZZ will just leave it alone, but make her way back down.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, if your first act under pressure roll right here, you're able to get down pretty easily, with no injury.
Yeah, and it's looking at the rest of the team, why is everybody so? Is everybody okay? Mary Edith, do you want to give the group snacks or something? Raise the morale? What's going on?
Yeah, you head on over and meet up with Sandra, who is, waiting in a clearing just outside the trailhead to Thornton Gap. The trailhead, which is covered in caution tape and do not enter signs. And as you walk up, she goes, "Oh, hey, friend, how you doing?
Sandra, good seeing you again.
Did you get some good information? Did you get some good information over at the Historical Society, or what?"
A lot of interesting information, that's for sure. 3-headed pigs, lightning storms, that sort of stuff. Nothing that you
Terry
can't
does
find
love
yet.
that 3-headed pig, yeah.
Sure. Boy sure does. Bless his
I just
heart.
had to I just had to scare off some wayward hikers who I found were hiding around here. Got past the tape. One of them left a camera lying around. It was, I don't know what they were thinking.
Oh my goodness. You have that camera that they left?
No, I gave it back to him. I didn't want to,
okay. Gotcha.
Sure. The little one that had it seemed a bit spunky. I didn't want to get on her wrath. If you know what I mean.
Spunky, you say?
She was a little sassy. She got an attitude to her, but
Okay.
I respect it though.
Very respectable.
Yeah. But anyway, do you want to head on up, do some recon?
Yeah, absolutely. You gonna stay back here? You gonna come with?
I whatever you need, agent.
I mean, you got a busy day ahead of yourself. I wouldn't mind just checking it out by myself, and I can always raid you if anything happens.
Yeah, totally, not an issue.
Okay.
You go on ahead.
Tell me about these hikers, just in case, run across them again. If they're sneaking in once, you know how people do. They, think, when you're not looking, you turn your back, they sneak back in. So I know who I'm looking out for.
Yeah, there were 3 of them. The one with the camera had like really weird, colorful hair. There was one who was an older woman, not like older, maybe in her, early 50s, late 40s, wearing a large backpack. And there was a man with a vest that had a lot of different pockets on it. He seemed, prepared for anything, I guess.
Okay, just 3?
But, yeah, just the 3 of them.
Sounds like an interesting group of hikers.
Yeah, I don't, maybe, adopted family. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll stay in the area. I'm within radio range, so just give me a buzz if you need anything.
All right, sounds great. I appreciate it. He's gonna tap his radio on the side.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And then you head on up.
Awesome.
What is your game plan? What's your approach as you come up here?
Honestly, probably pretty casual, kind of, doing the agent kind of thing, always kind of, eyes and head swiveling around, being cautious, where I walk, kind of staying on the main trail for the most part, but kind of off to the side a little bit, so it's not just indirect route, but trying not to make too much noise, but at the same time not being overly sneaky or weird. It's kind of casual walk, but being alert.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other people around here because it's all sectioned off, so you don't have to worry about that. But like I said, it's mostly there's uneven rocky areas, some kind of higher, different elevations, but it's mostly really thick forest outside of the trails, and as you're going, I guess go ahead and give me an investigate a mystery roll.
Okay. Is that just a...
plus sharp.
Plus sharp, okay.
Or actually, no, you have... Did you take... No, you didn't take that one. Never mind.
No.
You plus sharp, yeah.
Okay, so just plus sharp. Okay, so that would be an 8.
8. Cool.
Yeah.
You get... I hold 1, and you can ask me 1 question of what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, who can hurt it, where to go, what is it going to do, and what's being concealed here. This is just as you're walking around looking for any sort of evidence of a large bird, reptile creature.
Okay. Do I notice any any signs of them, either whether that be feathers, broken branches, for maybe perching or landing on something, droppings, any of that sort of stuff?
I'm gonna call this a where to go.
Okay.
You asking where to
where
go?
Where to go?
Also,
where it at?
as you're walking, you do see some large tufts of feathers up a hill. where you see there are some like dislodged rocks and large stones. There's one rock that one section of rock that appears to almost be like rended open.
Okay.
And there are some feathers around there.
Okay. From the description and the pictures and everything, do I know how? I mean, obviously with the talons, I'm assuming it's pretty big. Do I have any idea how big this thing is?
It is estimated to be like very big. I think probably some of the reports that you got from Cynthia as well listed as having like upwards of a 12-foot wingspan.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna make my way very cautiously and kind of like go up and around, not like a direct route to the tufts of feather and the rock that have been pulled around, kind of like go slightly around. But I am gonna have my shotgun ready, just kind of like in hand as I go, trying to be this time actually stealthy and quiet as I walk up.
Yeah. As you're walking up, you reach kind of this section of the rocks, and you reach where these feathers are. You see this large feather that's like the size, like the length of your forearm. And like it's fucking huge, and like the chicken this came out of could feed an army for sure.
Oh man, it's a big ass bird.
As you're doing this, you have like just a second before reaction, as you hear just of two large beating wings, as you see something shadowed against the midday sun shooting up out of the trees and coming straight for you.
So
Sam is just hugging Dave. They are just hugging right now.
It's just like kind of scanning the sky/tree line, especially because you said nest and eggs, because it means that the mom's gonna be coming back. Maybe we should get like out of here into the trees before we discuss. We debrief.
To be fair, this was Doctor's idea. I was just going along with the adventure.
Sam just grabs out of your sleeve and just starts pulling you towards the trees.
I turn around and say, like, it was not my idea for you to go up into that nest.
I mean, yeah, you pretty much brought me to the water and I just struck it.
I see. Okay, so as he finishes kind of taking us some notes, I think that whoever was here before is definitely going to be coming back, or whatever was here before is going to be coming back. So I think we should try to move to a safer distance and observe from afar.
Very up close.
Okay. No. What would observing up close, wouldn't that put us at more risk for being attacked, possibly?
Not if we're camouflaged, and honestly, again, cryptids are usually painted in such a bad light. I think everybody deserves a chance to show how lovable and beautiful they are.
As you are standing here arguing with each other, you hear, kind of in the distance, just the sound of large wings. Oh wait.
There you go.
You hear it?
Not really, but okay.
In production.
Fully.
Nice.
At that, Sam is fully gripping ZZ's forearm and pulls
Harry, you
them
will grab the other one, like the other arm.
Okay, let's go.
into the shrubbery. Just into a safe location.
Hamid, are you also running?
I am definitely grabbing my equipment and and stuff and making my way away from the nest. Yes.
Okay. As you are all rushing away, I need everyone to roll act under pressure.
Okay. So let's
Roll
do
plus
it.
cool.
Big Cool is not as good as Big Cool right now.
I just rolled a 5.
Oh no, my Cool is 9. Damn it. Yeah, Yeah, it's not gonna be good. Acupressure needed a 10 plus.
7?
7. Okay,
Everyone
7,
did not do well.
Back to
7,
those rolls
9,
again.
and then ZZ got a 5 and a 6. You said
Yeah.
cool.
Yes, everyone did not get 10, so yes.
I will say so for act under pressure. When you get a 7 to 9, what is it? When you get a 7 to 9, either I can give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. And I'm gonna give you to a hard choice. As you are all rushing out of this thicket of woods, you're running down the rocks earlier that you passed earlier, and Zizi and Mary Edith, both of you, your feet get stuck. And you stumble a little bit. You don't take any harm or anything like that, but you are immobilized for the very moment. You two, your choice. Do you help or do you run?
Damn.
As in, do they help each other?
No, you two. For Hamid and for Sam. Do you run?
Oh, I thought you were talking. Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
We
failed. Me and Mary Edith
Yeah.
failed.
So that was their. I did a hard move on them. You guys have a choice.
You're asking Sam and Hamid if they're gonna help.
Yes.
So it's definitely not in Hamid's wheelhouse to just leave someone to the face of cryptid. So I would definitely go back, and I would. Who would I go first? I probably would go for ZZ first, because in this case they probably would have had I'm basing it off the rolls. They probably would have been stuck, I guess, in a more awkward situation. So I would go and help them, yes, before helping Mary Elizabeth. Mary Edith, sorry. Thank you.
I love that it's canon that Hamid calls Mary Edith Mary Elizabeth.
honestly, I can see it.
Sam, what do you do?
You were looking up something earlier just now.
I'm trying to. Okay. I have the thing where. Shoot, no, but I don't know if it works in that way.
Break it off. Let me see, and I'll let you know if I can make it work.
Your eyes see the patterns of the earth itself. You can cause the earth to erupt and grasp someone. Does it have to just grasp someone, or can I just cause it to erupt into a bit of a slant to get them moving again?
I'll say while Hamid is helping Zizi, you can help Mary Edith by moving the earth and allowing her to remove her foot and keep running.
Okay. Just sounds like fuck, shit, fuck, shit.
You do have to sit, and you have to wait and concentrate on it. Like, you can't do it while you're running, because this is your hard choice. Was either stay and help or keep running. Oh yeah. So this is your staying and helping.
Hands hit the ground, fully, just turn around, hand hits the ground. Boop. Mary Edith is free.
Mary Edith, do you notice anything weird?
You all see that Sam does something, turns around and does something, and at the same time, Mary Edith's able to free herself as the ground kind of opens up a little bit for her to move.
I will say I don't think Mary Edith noticed. She just was trying to struggle free.
Mm-hmm.
So she thinks she freed herself and stuff like that after struggling.
And Hamid might have been too busy helping Zizi to notice anything.
I think being on the same level as Mary Edith, I think I did see the rocks move or the earth move in a certain way that is very unnatural.
Yes.
But like rubs her eyes and is like, maybe I just got dirt in my eyes while I'm being grabbed by Doctor to try to get up off the ground. And I'm just like, the ground's rocky. Everybody be careful. I told you to put on your best hiking shoes.
One question: do you still have your GoPro on?
I do.
Is it still recording?
It is. Yeah.
I was gonna say always recording.
It's always.
Yeah. Is this bitch recording? As my mother, T.S. Madison, would say. You all, as you are all kind of, readjusting after being stuck for a moment, a shadow moves over you as you once more hear the sound of flapping wings. And you are all momentarily too distracted with your own things to have enough time to look up and see whatever this was. But it was a large shadow that then you can hear dives into the woods behind you that you just left.
As in, it's chasing us, dives into the woods, or
It dives in. It goes back to where the nest is.
Okay.
It seems like it just went over us into the woods.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are we in a safe clearing?
Not yet.
Or not yet. Oh.
Just Sam
let's
grabs
go.
Mary Edith's hand, like vibrating, and just like,
Yeah, she runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after freeing ZZ, I think we would, and seeing that everyone else is free, we would continue. I would continue to move to a safer kind of distance before kind of trying to dive headfirst into this situation again.
So yeah, you guys rush down. Where is your end goal? Where are you trying to get from here?
I guess maybe we're just following the path that we just came up. I mean, at least that's what I would. That's the direction I would head, just because it doesn't make sense to kind of wander aimlessly at this point.
I think ZZ would try to be as close as possible without being in danger. So I don't think ZZ would want to go all the way back.
Okay.
If anybody wants to hide in the brushes with me.
Like, would you just kind of hide right where we were almost attacked, or
We could move a little bit further, but ZZ is all the senses are super heightened right now, and she really wants to look back at the footage to see if she missed anything, and get all this uploaded to the cloud, if possible, or something like that.
If you want to go back to where you first ran into Hamid, that probably is the closest and safest place, where that X and Y axis meets up of close and safe. It's still a bit too close and a bit too unsafe, but it's not immediate danger, and you have some cover. That's a pretty thick canopy.
Okay.
just everyone
Mary Edith turns,
out of breath, like, you know.
Mary Edith turns to ZZ. She's like, if any footage of me running like that ends up online, I will kill you.
But what if I could monetize it and make you money?
Oh.
No? What if I blurred your face out and made myself money?
No. That's worse.
And
That's somehow worse.
and ZZ plops down next to Mary Edith and is going through the footage of the GoPro. And it's oh, look, these were the eggs. Look, here's a cute little selfie with me next to it. Here's Dave freaking out for whatever reason. Here's me coming back down. Oh, and this is when we fell. And then takes a moment to pause and scrub a few times while I was laying prone getting picked up by Dr. Hamid. What do we see? What did me and Mary Edith see from the GoPro? Or do I have to roll for that?
No, it's just a recording.
I was gonna say, in this case, it's kind of obvious, I would think.
Yeah. You see, at this point, as Hamid is helping you, you look and you see Sam, slamming the ground with his hands, and then Mary Edith being able to free herself. I'll say you probably, when the shadow goes over you, for just a moment, you see, it's, like the sun is directly above you at this point, so it is only its silhouette. But you see a large creature you see it's mostly just a wingspan that is, easily, like the wingspan is easily like 12 feet, like 12, 15 feet. Like it's like, larger than like a lot of large condors would be, which are like the biggest birds.
Mary Edith, do you happen to be a bird watcher?
Just goes into her bag, pulls out a little like Sibley's Field Guide to Birds.
Oh my god.
Flip it through.
You are so quirky, girl. I'm assuming we don't find anything that looks like this.
Also, as you're looking through, you kind of, you're able to kind of isolate like the birds of this area that you're in, of this area of Virginia that you're in. And like the largest birds you might get some hawks and eagles, but it is mostly like smaller, bluebirds, jays, and whatnot. And even the larger birds probably like a maximum wingspan of like 6 feet, which is still big, but not as big as 12 to 15.
I think at this point, Zizi would walk up and like walk past Dr. Hamid like purposefully and go straight to Sam and be like, Sam and Dave, have y'all ever seen anything like this out here? I know you live out here. Not to assume, but just your stench and your look is very of this area. And I mean that. Anyways, and shows the footage. Do you see this eclipse thing? What do you know about it?
It is not. No. That's not a normal occurrence. And Sam just takes a very deep sigh, kind of leans down, kind of just bends down, looks at Dave. It's like, I don't like saying this. I think we're gonna have to tell the park cop.
Not the park cops. Hold on. Before we do that, and then waves over Dr. Hamid and pretty much shows you everything. It's like, before I show you this, can I have one of those feathers? Tit for tat, I'll trade you some of my evidence for your evidence.
You're lucky I grabbed more than one. So he grabs out a feather and he gives it to you.
And Zizi shows you the footage of the eclipsing silhouette of this massive thing.
So I actually want to... Can I call on the recesses of my mind if I've ever heard of anything like this? I do have lore library as a thing. It says when you hit the books... But that's when I hit the books. But I don't have my library with me, right? I'm not in a library. Does this mean I have to be in a library? I guess I'm going to understand what it is. It says as long as historical reference works are appropriate.
I kind of having it as that your like vehicle you have like that's where your workshop equipment is, and also where your like collection of books and tomes of.
I just wanted to make sure I understood that. So that means can I maybe see if I can call on the recesses of my mind to know if I've ever heard of reports of something like this?
I think you would have to go back to your books.
I would have to go back for
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So I will say, holy fucking shit. That is larger than I was even expecting. I was expecting something large, not something that big. I think we definitely need to go back to my car. I have some additional resources I couldn't bring with me that we can use. And we need to definitely, I guess, leave this area just in the meantime, because I don't think it's safe right now.
Do I have internet access?
Not.
I was
out
gonna
here.
say here. No, probably not.
Maybe. Okay.
There's not cell towers in the middle of a park.
ZZ is very reluctant to leave, but is like, well, if this doctor actually knows what's going on, maybe. And it's finally putting together. Oh, we were in the. I was in the nest with the babies. And
Are the neurons finally connecting in the brain a little bit?
But then ZZ just gets more and more excited. It's like, we were right there. If I can get this footage, if I can get this head on, this will put me on the next. I could get a TV show. All right, let's go back to your car.
As you guys are kind of regathering yourselves, deciding what to do next, you hear a little bit away down the hill. You just hear, hello? Is there anybody out there? Y'all ain't supposed to be up there. I found this camera down here, and that's a little creepy. I'm gonna, have to take it back to HQ for evidence if no one, comes and...
Don't touch that, or else.
Wait. Who left the camera? Who left the camera?
It was my camera.
Let me handle this. Oh, are we not supposed to be up here? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's what the caution tape was for.
Oh.
No, come on down here, whatever you group of hooligans.
It's just Sam's like, shit, are these smart cops?
I think Mary Edith will pick up on Sam's aversion and will kind of like gesture for Sam to maybe like scurry off in the other direction.
Just Sam and Edith quietly as possible scurry off.
But Mary Edith will lead this.
In the just brush.
Really kind of playing up the like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't realize. Caution tape. I've always wanted to see this place. It's been really important to me.
Do the rest of you go down?
My kids moved out of the house, and I've just been alone.
I will go with Mary Elizabeth. I said Mary Elizabeth again. Holy shit! Why can I not say Mary Edith? But I'll actually, if we're saying that is canonically what I just always confuse her last name. I'll probably, and we'll see what happens with that. But I think I will have gone with Mary, just because I don't feel like we have like anything to hide necessarily. We could have just been like, oh, we got lost and stuff. Especially if they started giving us trouble or something like that.
Just
ZZ,
also
do you go
as
with
Sam
them?
was like running into the brush, would just like give a short sign to Mary Edith, just like home, like just meet up at home.
I think yes, ZZ will go down with Mary Edith and the doc, but will also give Dave the GoPro and like strap it onto his little head or his body. Yeah, it's like around his body.
It's a
That's
harness.
cute.
It's a little
Just kind of cinched in the middle. Just
Yeah.
little waist.
Like a little Gucci belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sam and Dave, you scurry off, kind of taking the wide way to go back to your home. The three of you go back down towards where like the clearing is, where the caution tape is, where ZZ left her camera. And you see waiting on the other side of the caution tape, you see Ranger Sandra, who, when she sees ZZ come, you can kind of see her face fall a little bit. And she says, well, I should have known. Y'all
it's
three,
that park manager.
y'all three, get on out of there. Come on over here. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well,
I think we got lost, right, Mary Edith?
we did get lost. very hard. Some of these signs got turned around. Woods are unfamiliar to me. A woman of the prairie.
So you got lost and decided to cross this here caution tape.
Well,
Are you trying to manipulate someone?
I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Arm. No, I think we were just wandering around. We're looking out. There's some mushrooms. I think Mary Edith just kind of like just goes full on mom ramble, just like including random little details. Like we saw a bluebird, and I've never seen one before. Like just all this like this long stream.
Distract and deceive. I love it.
Mary Edith, if you would like to do a manipulate someone, you can.
What's the? Is it charm?
Plus charm, yeah.
Ah, perfect. I say that's gonna
very charming.
10.
10, perfect. So yeah, with a 10, they believe you. Do what you want. But you see Sandra says, all right, that's a little, I guess it can be a bit easy to get turned around these parts, but I think you should stay out of this area. There's still some investigations going on. Some specialists from the Park Service are going to come later to do some digging and whatnot, and we're actually going to extend the perimeter of this caution area out a little bit more. And she turns to Zizi and she says, and I'm assuming this is yours, and she's holding your camera.
Yeah, I wanted to get a nice view of your beautiful park that you do such a good job of keeping people safe at.
Right. Well, it's probably a little irresponsible just to be leaving some expensive equipment like this around. Someone could have taken it. An little critter could have knocked it over. Could have been broken. But you probably should take a little bit more care of your stuff. You probably should have stayed with it.
That's true, and I appreciate your concern. But I honestly, and it's like Zizi just grabs it out of her hands.
Oh, okay. Well,
I would rather the critter touch it than you touch it. Just saying. And like kind of turns her back away from the park ranger.
Well, bless your heart, little one. Anyways.
Ooh.
But yeah, like I said, I think y'all should clear out a little bit, give a bit of a berth to this area for, probably the rest of the weekend into, the next couple days at least, however long you're staying here in the park or near the park. If you ever need anything, come down to the headquarters. You can come up. There's the ranger station, a couple miles up the road. If you need some, it's where the first aid is and whatnot. But yeah, this area is a bit off limits right now. All right. All right. Well, you all get on your way now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay here.
Oh wait, park manager?
Supervisor.
Park manager? When did you say the specialists were coming out?
They should be here probably within the hour. Said after lunch, so.
Okay. And you're going to be at the headquarters while they're here, correct?
No, I'm going to be here with them, for most of it at least.
What if they need your help at the headquarters?
Well, the chief ranger's down at the headquarters right now. He's got a bad knee, so he can't really do too much big walking anymore. But
he also used to be an adventurer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was too easy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dave learned archery.
Cannon.
Nice.
But yeah, you see she kind of just stands, kind of circles around and is like standing at the caution tape now, um, standing sentinel against it. And she looks at her watch a little bit, and kind of like disregards that you guys are still standing there for a moment.
Mhm.
As we make our way back, can we try to intercept these specialists that are coming out? Do we know? Like, are they just coming in from the parking lot? Are they getting helicopter dropped here?
I'll say Hamid, you
Mhm.
probably realize the specialist she's talking about is probably Agent Paul.
Okay. So I'll be like, and I won't tell people that necessarily. I'll just note it until like it's really worth kind of bringing up.
But yeah, what do you guys do?
Let's go to the library.
I was gonna say, let's just make it back to my vehicle, and we can kind of regroup there.
Oh God.
What do you do?
Probably dive into either like the nearest bush or behind the nearest like tree covering that I can get behind.
Cool. Roll act under pressure. Roll for cool.
Roll for cool. Okay. Okay. Come on. So that's a 12.
12. Cool.
12. Yeah.
Yeah, you are able to kind of kind of go off the side of the hill you're on and roll into the bushes a little bit. As where you're standing, you see a large avian creature dig its claws into the stone, and you look and you see its face of tentacles coming out of its beak, its reptilian underbelly, and its large talons on either foot, as it beats its large wings and looks around, beginning to try and find a where you went, essentially.
Oh, I hate this. Okay. Am I like hidden from this thing?
You are, for the moment, hidden. Yeah.
Shit. Okay. Fuck. Okay. Dang, this is tough. My gut says kill it with fire, but I'm like not sure if I want to do that. I'm trying to like.
Yeah.
Oof.
It is. It has now gotten its talons out from the rocks, and is. It flies up, and I think at this point probably has spotted you in the bush, and is going in for an attack once more.
Okay. I'm going to. Okay, for this game system, how do like actions like that work? Is it like you get like one action, or like how does that work?
It's kind of it's kind of turn based, where you'll get an action. As you do an action, the enemy will also do an action at the same time. Since I don't roll any dice,
Yeah.
Everything you do, like whenever you roll to kick some ass,
Yeah.
you do damage, and then the enemy also does damage to you.
Okay.
Or does something to you.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say my gut would be. I'm in the bushes, is what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because my gut reaction would be to try to like get out of the way, but then fire at like one of its wings. But I don't know if I can do both of those things, or if it's just fire and that's it.
I think I'm gonna have you roll to kick some ass, and then depending on how well you roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so kick some ass. Is that just?
It's plus tough.
Plus tough. Okay. So that would be. That'd be 11.
11.
Yeah.
All right. So that when you do a 10 plus on kick some ass, you do damage, and they will also do damage to you, but you can choose to either gain the advantage, take one forward, inflict terrible harm, so you deal more harm, you suffer less harm, -1 harm, or you force them where you want them, meaning you kind of push them out of the way.
Okay.
I will take here either you suffer less harm or you force them where you want them as you diving out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say diving out of the way if that'll reduce my harm or get me into a better position. Otherwise, I'll just do more damage.
Yeah. I will say it will do. It is going to try and like spit Sid at you.
Okay.
Which will do 3 harm. You ignore 2 of those because you have 2 armor.
Yeah.
So you'll take 1 harm, or you can, if you suffer less harm, you take nothing.
Yeah, I'd probably do the take nothing.
Cool. Yeah. You see it going in, trying to attack you. You're able to get a shot off, winging it. How much harm does your shotgun do? Is it 3?
It's 3. Yeah,
3. Yeah.
3.
As you do, you see its tentacles waving in the wind. It like a spray of acidic green looking saliva. It would have landed on you if you did not kind of tuck and roll out of the way. And you're now kind of, I feel like at this point, you've gotten a little bit of inertia and are kind of running down the hill a little bit, getting away from this creature.
Yeah.
You see, as it kind of, notices its injured wing, you see it kind of is no longer on the attack and is now taking a more defensive, evasive route.
Okay.
Your choice here is to either keep running, or to attack again.
Probably attack again and try to like clip the other wing.
Okay. Roll to kick some ass.
Okay. So, come on, dice. Be nice to me. You said that was tough, right?
Yes.
Okay, 12. Nice.
12. Cool.
Yeah.
And then, same choice as before. Dealing harm, force them where you want them, take less harm, or get +1 to your next roll.
Well, I definitely don't want it spitting acid at me again. So, is there something I can do to like make sure I avoid that if it does shoot acid at me again? If not, I'll just.
I think if you force them where you want them, I think that would be able to get you a chance to escape if that's what you want to do. Unless do you want to just straight up kill this thing right now?
I don't want to kill it though. I'm actively
you have
trying
winged
not
it.
to. Yeah, I was like, I'm actively trying not to kill it. So, I'm trying to think like, how do I down this thing without it just constantly spitting acid at me?
Yeah, I think if you force them where you want them, I think that will translate to you. You've gotten both its wings in a way that it can no longer support like major flight, and will have to like land and nurse its wounds, giving you a chance to escape.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Cool. So you that will you will take 1 harm from this. As you are able to take aim and shoot once more as you're running. You get its other wing, not in any sort of like fatal way, but just in a way that makes it harder for it to fly. And you, as you do, it gets 1 more Sid spit at you. Mark 1 harm as it kind of lands. I say like probably it gets right around your neck a little bit. That kind of bubbles up, and you're able, but you're able to get it to. It kind of lands and rolls into the bush, and you're able to run away.
Okay, good.
Just Sam waiting for everyone at home. Like,
Oh,
oh, mama.
oh no!
I mean, if you want, we can kind of finagle it that like on your way you took the long way, so on your way back you kind of ran into each other as you went, because you guys kind of just went along the road to get back to Hamid's car.
Yeah.
I will allow that.
He will allow it. It has been decided. Gavel.
This is a gable.
Dun.
Nice.
Wait,
so,
the two fan flaps.
Do it. No, you have to do that.
I can't do
Oh,
it.
I can't.
Wait. There we go.
I couldn't hear the flicks. Ah, god damn it. No.
No. Okay.
Sorry, the mic's not powerful enough to
It's not
capture
that,
that.
yeah.
The clack.
I could hear it.
Okay.
I could hear it.
I think you're just old.
Oh. Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn, double homicide.
Oh.
You guys you cross paths once more on your way back to Hamid's car.
I encourage Dave to be an influencer somehow with this GoPro. Like, I'm like, wow, that looks really good on you. You're doing such a good job of getting content.
Dave just looks so uncomfortable.
I'll give the option for Dave to give the GoPro back.
Dave gives it back.
But yeah, you guys get back to the car where your lore library awaits.
So I go into my trunk and I kind of push aside some of the books that I have and some various journal articles from totally legitimate other cryptozoologists as well, by the way. And so in that case, I'm able to use my lore library. It says when you hit the books, take 1+ forward toward investigate a mystery, as long as historical reference works are appropriate.
Yeah, so what that means is I'm going to just give you information that you have in the books that are relevant. And then when you act on that information in the future for investigate a mystery, you'll get +1 to your roll.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I try to look for any sort of reference to basically winged creatures, specifically ones that are bird-like in nature and stuff like that. And know anything about like the size of the feathers, etc., stuff like that, because we were able to find that information out.
Yeah. Is everyone else helping out as well? Do you allow everyone else to help out?
I'll allow ZZ and Mary Edith to do so.
Valid. Sam's just like, can I borrow a piece of paper and some colored pencils?
And if you say that out loud, I'll be like, and I look good, go in my bag, and I find a scrap piece of paper and an old pencil, and I'm like, here you go.
I just like sits crisscross applesauce outside the car and just starts crying.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are you're looking through this collection of information. You're cross-referencing. You're looking at all possible information that you have regards to like winged creatures, and then you also have some information specifically of like Appalachian legends and lore. And there's a bit of a crossover of like there's several that kind of like appear both as winged creatures, as legend lore of the mountains. You are able to find one like specific mention of a creature that kind of crosses over both. Like it would be around this area, is in like kind of this area of Virginia historically. And is also a large winged creature with a large wingspan. You read that this, first spotted back in like colonial times by some German settlers that were in this area, and it was spotted in both the mountains as well as in the nearby caves. And if you look in the art section of the Discord, you will see the Snallygaster.
Ooh, so you said it in fan art?
Maps and art.
Maps and art. Where am I? Can I not see maps and art? Oh, it's down here. Okay, I scrolled down. Oh crap! Whoa!
Why does it look like it's eating Cthulhu?
It looks like it is. Wow. Okay, and you said it was spotted how long ago again?
The first time it was spotted was in the late 1600s.
They really were just doing coke, huh?
Yeah. It is also known to have, acidic spit as well, and is known to be very protective and territorial.
How do you spell that?
Snallygaster.
Snally. Oh, and say again.
Yeah, Sally with an N, and then Gaster, Gaster. It's German for quick ghost. Comes from the German for quick ghost.
Okay.
You also see that there has not been a recorded sighting of this as you're kind of looking through. There's not been a recorded sighting of this for probably like 150 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah, like the last time was during the Civil War.
Mary
Oh, the
Edith,
money.
have you heard about this? This was probably while you were a child, right?
Edith does have a sense of humor, so she isn't mad. That was funny.
Oh, that was a legit question.
Sure.
Have you heard of this?
For your safety, I'm going to assume you're joking.
Yes. I was joking. But have you heard of this Snallygaster?
No.
Doc?
I have certainly not read up on it too much. It's one of the more obscure cryptids. But the fact that we could at least know its name now, and I'm not sure if it looks exactly like this, but we have a starting point. And we know, I guess, what to do. We have to now determine what we need to do next.
Sam? And this whole while ZZ is like filming this, like a confessional, asking like about the Snallygaster.
There's already, you can already see the lower third.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
It's just that it pans down to Sam on the floor. You see on the paper, it's like a drawing of the trail in the top of the mountain with a tree and like 3 eggs. And a thing with an arrow pointing, and that's this big fucking bird.
Okay. In the reading, is it dangerous? Is that a silly question? Like, do we know, like...
It's not like... did the people, when they reported it, say that it attacked them or something like that? That would imply that it's dangerous, maybe.
Most of the reports are of them being, like, chased. Most of, like, the injuries that have come from it have been from people, like, falling, getting cut by the brambles and stuff while running away. There's, like, one or two reports of being scratched with its large talons. There's no noted, like, mortality rate or anything for it.
Okay. That's good to know.
All I'm saying is, all of us could become, like, rich, if we can actually get this on film. We can go 70, 10, 10, 10 out of the situation. I'm the 70, of course.
As he hears this, as Hamid hears this, he says, "No, at this point, I don't know. Should we even? We don't know its feeding habits. We don't know its like patrol habits. We would be taking a huge risk trying to go back at this point. I think."
We also know that it's a good mom, and looks over at Mary Edith.
Well, what do you think the specialists are going to do to it?
I don't know. That's a good question. And since he clearly doesn't know. what they do. He doesn't, so he's not sure.
I'll say one more. I did say earlier that its other known habitat was in caves and caverns. And you know that nearby, just outside on the other side of the town of Luray, there is the Luray Caverns.
Yeah. Oh, I've been there. It's a fun place. But yeah. So,
Ooh, maybe something happened at the caves, drove it out.
it's a possibility too.
I think
We
we
would
need to protect this thing. I know that sounds a little bonkers, but I truly believe in my hearts of hearts that, again, humanizing these monsters and creatures and paranormal babes is just my life's work.
Just Sam kind of just starts going, it's not fun being driven out of your home.
Oh,
So
Oh.
help it get back, I guess.
the only thing is that we cannot speak Snallygaster, and like looks over at Sam and Dave, and maybe
They both just shake their head.
Unless there's a general language of the forest, no.
which poses the question that the Snallygaster doesn't know that we're some of the good humans.
And Hamid will chime in and say, well, we don't know what these investigators are going to do necessarily. They could just be just observing the creature. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to hurt it in any way.
Oh, you mean like the Sasquatch watchers that have shotguns on their back?
No, these are actual professional people, not just random yokels.
Do you know these people?
And I will say, well, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure I've run into an investigator in my time, so it's a possibility.
So Zizi, you know of certain professional organizations that like do actual investigations on cryptids and creatures and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm anti-org because those people are.
Ah,
I don't
Anti-just
like them.
establishment.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah,
there you go.
because these people are not trying to give the cryptids a story. They just want them for their silly museums and their pelts and their artifacts. Well, yeah, I think Mary Edith is right. Maybe something happened over at the caverns. So maybe we make a trip over there?
Are the caverns outside of the park, or are they a part of it?
They're outside of the park, but it's just a short drive away.
Sam looks very nervous and concerned. It's just like, we probably do need to leave the park to see what happened, I guess.
I will make note that, well, it might be the next step on figuring out why this creature is here. I know that this creature, it seems like it's a relatively new nest. So and also if there were other sightings or other incidences revolving around this creature, we would have been hearing about it for years. But this seems to be a relatively new incident.
There haven't been incidents like this in the park for as long as I've been here.
So it must be a new transplant to the area.
So are you guys going to head out to the caverns?
I guess after doing some research, I'll be like, let's determine if the caverns are harboring any sort of creature like this. It would be fascinating to see if it is.
We all pile into the docks.
I'll say it's like one of those, like, four-wheeler Jeep things that you could like see on like the safari or whatever like that. I'll say it's one of those.
Yeah.
I also have a van too.
That's right, you do have a van.
They want to.
It would have more space probably.
Lots of room.
Sam is inclined to go with Mary Edith.
I will hear the offer and I'll be like, I suppose we can, go together like that. Okay. And then I'll go in the car with them.
Cool.
Just a big mom van.
Yeah.
Wow,
You
the
pile
mystery
into,
van looks new.
Right?
You pile into the Honda Odyssey, not Spawn.
Nice.
And you drive out of the park on your way to the caverns.
Does Sam
Um,
hate this? That we're
Sam
leaving
is
the park?
visibly anxious.
Very Edith just has like there's a car seat in the back. She's like, Dave can sit in that.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys head out of the park on your way to the cavern. As you do, I don't think you guys would hear this, but us as the audience, as we kind of zoom out, hear just one loud bang, and birds fly. And that's where we'll end it.
Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Park Strangers. Big shout out to our cast of characters. We had Alexander as Agent Paul Peterson, Alex as Mary Edith, Danny as ZZ, Indigo as Mary Edith, and Ace as Sam and Dave. All their socials and where to find them are in the description down below. While you're here, make sure you subscribe to Open Table Adventures so you won't miss out on any of the amazing things we have coming for you. As always, I've been Dan the Baker, and this has been Open Table Adventures, where you are always welcome to pull up a seat.